Hello, this is Ron and I'm currently recording on the Tamron 11-20mm F2.8 lens with my Sony ZV-E10. So in this video, I'm gonna be testing this setup, just the ZV-E10 and the Tamron 11-20mm, to see if I made the right decision in purchasing this lens as my perfect all-in-one travel vlogging lens with minimal setup. Let's get on with it. So I'm not using any external microphone, just the camera's built-in microphone. I have no gimbal, no tripod, no any mounting device. I'm just holding it with my hands. So there, it's just the camera, the lens, the built-in mic, the screen, and the cage from small rig because the camera is a little bit too small for my biggish hands. This is my arm not fully extended, and this is my arm fully extended at 11mm. So there's quite a lot of space. You can even see my thigh, my knee, my thigh, my legs. So there. So at 11mm, this is very wide. 14mm is still quite good. 16mm, still decent. Now this is kind of making me question my decision. Maybe I should have gotten the Sigma 16mm f1.4. It costs less than half of this lens, but I don't know. 18mm, there. 20mm, there. It's quite tight already, but you can still see me. So this is the field of view using 11mm handheld, and if I stretch my arms far to the farthest I can, it's like this, but you can still vlog with this. I'm not using any stabilization on the camera. Then now you'll see it stabilized in Catalyst Browse. There. So yeah, you see how wide the field of view is and what the audio quality is without using an external microphone. So now I'm using active image stabilization, still at 11mm. Even though there's a 40% crop, it still has a fairly wide field of view. So if I fully extend my arm, or probably if I have a desk tripod or a gimbal, I would have a better field of view even when there's active image stabilization. So at 11mm, you can still see the whole 3-level carousel. Yeah, and there's a lot of space for me and for the background. We're hungry, so it's time to eat at the restaurant. I'm not sure if you can hear me because the sound of the ambient noise is very high. I can do some sort of a mukbang like this, but I think I need a microphone. It's too loud. Quick field of view test. This is 20mm unstabilized. This one's 18mm. This one's 16mm. Then this one's 14mm. And finally we have 11mm. How does that look to you? Camera is near to myself, but we still see a lot of space here. So I can actually reach for the camera. I can actually touch the lens. I don't know if you've been hearing what I was saying, but I was simply saying that I could touch the lens. The camera is that close to me, but we can still see a lot in the background. So I think it would have been nice if I had a disc tripod here. I can do a full mukbang. So it's almost sunset now. Let's go to Manila Bay. Manila Bay Boardwalk. So it's finally nighttime. We get to test the low light performance of this lens on this camera. So I'm at shutter speed 1/200 f2.8 auto ISO. It's now at ISO 3200. So yeah, how does f2.8 perform? I'm gonna be walking. So just in case you were wondering, I use 1/200 because I'm gonna be stabilizing this on Catalyst Browse. So I think the disadvantage of this lens over my other choices, the Sony 11mm f2.8, the Samyang 12mm f2.0, the Viltrox 13mm f1.4, is that it has a narrower maximum aperture of f2.4. The one with the widest is the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. So that's gonna do well in low light, but this one not so much. But I think this is acceptable. I think I should try using active stabilization with this lens. So let's try it. I'm gonna be walking. So auto ISO is now at ISO 1600. So let's see how stable this is. So what do you think about it? So I think I'm gonna go somewhere a bit darker for an extreme low light test. So now it's time for an extreme low light test. I turned my shutter speed faster to 1/50 because that's gonna boost the low light capabilities of the camera, and I'm on active image stabilization. So we're entering a dark area now. So I'm at ISO auto, it's now 1000, 1250, 16, 2000, 25, 3200. So it went up pretty quickly. So this is what we see under extreme low light conditions with this lens wide open at f2.8. So we're gonna push it even further. So ISO 3200. Hold on. This is ISO 3200. 3200, 4000, 5000, 6400, 8000, 10,000, 12,800, 16,000, 20,000, 25,600, 3,200, 32,000. So as you can see, even at f2.8, shutter speed 1/50, ISO 32,000, this camera can literally see in the dark. So to compare it, this is what my iPhone XR can see. Okay. Hello, so this is what my iPhone XR can see. My iPhone can see nothing. Is it recording? Yeah, my iPhone can see nothing, but this camera can see in the dark. So I think the only downside to using ISO 32,000 is that this image is gonna be very noisy, and I'm seeing that the camera is having some trouble focusing already at some points. Alright, so I'm back in my car after doing all of those tests. What did you think about the field of view? For me personally, the wide angle field of view without the active image stabilization is very good for travel vlogging because you get to see a lot of the scenery. You get to have a very wide field of view. But with the active image stabilization, even with a 40% crop, it's still okay. The only thing that I think I will be having an issue with this footage is the audio. Here in my car, I think the audio quality will be fine because there's not much noise and it's just me talking. But outside, when there's a lot of people, I think I would have to put captions on it so you would understand it, so the viewers would understand it. I don't know, but for a minimalist setup, I kind of like this. I didn't have to bring a lot of gear. I didn't have to carry around the gimbal, worry about if my wireless mic is transmitting and receiving properly, or not worry about a big shotgun microphone on the top of my camera attracting attention from other people. So that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you like this video, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think about this video or the setup in the comments below. So I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye.